All right, testing this out. So I got a mic. um, so can now stick to my shirt. Hopefully you can hear me better. Um, I don't know. Today my mood's been kind of up and down. I really want to go drive somewhere else. I'm just afraid to do so. I mean, because I had an oh shit moment on the way back, coming back from the coffee shop today. Apparently there was a fire truck and I had no idea where the fuck it was, and I should have just stayed put. Because literally as soon as I heard it, I was turning left. So I basically had the right of way. The light was green. I was turning. All of a sudden, I see a truck coming straight towards me. I only had like maybe a couple seconds to get the fuck out of the way because they were going into oncoming traffic. Like, I get there's an emergency, but holy fuck. I had like no time to respond. So that just makes me even more anxious to try and drive on the highway and get to another coffee shop that I actually would like to go to as well. But, had a little oh shit moment on the way back. So overall, I am still afraid to drive on the highway. I am still nervous about driving. I do like going to places, but I am limited on where I can go right now in terms of like just getting my brain to just try and make the leap of faith and do something that's different. I am debating if I want to try to drive to a coffee shop that's in the city. It's a little far out of the way, um, but that's something that's kind of on my mind. Um, I don't know. I would feel more comfortable if I had a friend in the passenger seat, but how many friends do I actually have that can actually, on a whim, you know, allow me to pick them up and then we go drive somewhere? Not a lot. But I did get some information about an artist guild that's here in the city, so I think I will try to join that guild. Um, and also, I could be wrong, but as I was sitting in the coffee shop, someone was complimenting my drawings, so that was nice. But then I hear them have a phone conversation, and I shit you not, I'm pretty sure they were an anti-vaxxer because they're talking about vaccines causing ADHD and autism, and I'm just kind of rolling my eyes in the back of my head, like, really? So that was a interesting moment. I didn't say anything, obviously, but I wasn't gonna really continue the conversation at that point. I mean, the person, one was on the phone, and two, if they tried to converse with me again, I probably just would say, hey, you know, I'm kind of busy at the moment. I don't know. I feel like society is just getting dumber, and it's really infuriating because I would love to relate to a lot of people, but I don't. And that also makes, future plans for dating difficult because I have a very, I guess, niche selection of people. Like, I like people who are intelligent, who are nerdy, maybe dorky a little bit, but people who also are kind, more in tune with their emotions, I guess. I mean, but also, people who are organized, people who can at least, tolerate my outbursts, but, I need to control that. And I am working on that. I haven't really had any outbursts, like, other than maybe in my car, like, some brief outbursts, like, and they're not even really major outbursts. The major outburst that I had was when the fucking fire truck came towards me because I had an oh shit moment, like, oh, this fucking truck's gonna hit me. So, because I literally did not see where the hell it was coming from. And I should have just stopped. I shouldn't have just turned left. I should have just stopped. But literally, my brain was just turn left for some reason. Also, thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Um, I got to hang out with my friends on my birthday. Um, I don't. I'll say I didn't like my present was more just going out with my friends, and also getting some free food and drinks. Um, and honestly, that's enough for me. As long as I get to enjoy my birthday, hang out with friends, I think that's great. Um, but God, 31. I got 9 more years left till I hit 40. So, do I want to drive tonight into the city? Do I want to? I mean, I'm not going to drive right now because it's rush hour. I would probably wait at least another hour and a half before even trying to drive anywhere. But I might meet up with a friend later tonight, maybe at 9:30ish. So, um, kind of up in the air, but we'll see. Debating about hitting up an art store though, called Joann's, mostly just to see if they have some chalk and maybe a different drawing pad. But yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. Right now, I'm kind of just mentally coming down from that, oh shit moment. Um, as far as the math videos, I'm still on a writer's block for the calculus notes. Because granted, those are going to probably take the longest. Might try and write some more tonight. I just haven't found motivation to write anything. I feel like me talking about something would be better. But I wanted to, like, my writer's block is I want to talk about limits and relate that to continuity by talking about some basic, set theory notations, like, functions take sets, or lists of numbers, and they just map them or transform into another set of numbers. You can have different types of functions that turn numbers into vectors. You can have functions that operate on vectors and transform one vector into another. But most of the time, you're dealing with functions that transform numbers into other numbers. And these numbers can be represented by curves, they can be represented by surfaces in 3 dimensions. But the notation that I want to introduce is called the epsilon neighborhood. A neighborhood is basically just you're taking a point in your domain, in your list of inputs, and you are focusing on a very small subset around that domain or around that point. And this subset is basically a disk, a collection of other points. Like if you were to map out your domain, maybe if you're talking about 3-dimensional space, your domain would be, your XY plane, and your output would be your Z plane. So, or your Z coordinate. So, as X and Y varies, you trace out a curve or a plane in 3 dimensions. And you're basically talking about a very small region of the domain, and that's called a neighborhood. And usually these neighborhoods are represented by disks, or if you're working in higher dimensions, balls or spheres. So I'm just debating about how to talk about that and relate that to limits, because I overall get the gist of what they're trying to do in this vector calculus book that I was reading, but I want to explain it in a way that's better. So I'm kind of sitting here thinking about that. And as for coordinate geometry, that's going to be very brief. I could probably do that in a few videos. You're mainly just talking about distance formulas, equations for lines, equations for maybe some basic geometric objects like circles, ellipses, maybe even spheres. Talking about parallel lines, talking about angles that are created from parallel lines, and a third intersecting line cutting, into these parallel lines. Talking about similar triangles, although that's the prereq. Coordinate geometry really isn't a course in and of itself. It's really just tacked on, maybe at the end of geometry, or maybe even at the end of algebra, but I think it's tacked on at the end of geometry. But you know, so far I have the list, but I will talk about algebra as well because that's definitely important, as well as trigonometry. But I haven't written all the notes yet for algebra, and as well as trigonometry. I haven't even started the notes on trigonometry. I really just need to find that motivating spark to write it all. And I think once that chalkboard comes in, and maybe once I get some chalk, I'll have, you know, that motivation to write everything out and maybe create, you know, a few practice videos. Maybe I can even post those practice videos so you guys can see where some mistakes are being made before I make like the official playlist. So you guys get like maybe behind the scenes look of how I would do something on the fly, you know, just something without any preparation, and slowly hone in on everything, because I usually find that it's better if I don't read from a script. I mean, I've never made scripts for these videos. I mean, that part should be obvious, but and I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying my videos are not intricate, but the videos for math and physics that I'll be making, I'll probably just look over my skeleton outline, maybe refer to the notes every now and then, but I'm going to try to do most of it just from in here, from memory, because I also like to challenge myself. So anyway, I do have to be careful with how I record these videos, because also, you know, the transmitter for this microphone has to plug into the charging port for my phone, so I can't have the phone case on. So I literally am recording this without any protection for my phone. So yeah, I just wish they would have made the transmitter have, you know, a longer dock, but you know, that's fine. Anyway, that's it for now. I don't know if I'll make another video tonight, seeing as though I might have plans, but we'll see. So having stated that, can't speak. Hope you guys are doing well, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye for now.